We are live from New York City. We have a guitar on the bench. The first guitar on the bench today. Well, not the first guitar on the bench today. It's the first guitar on the bench today that I'll be repairing. I had other guitars on the bench today, but I wasn't doing any work on them. Today was a busy day. I was just taking in new orders. So when customers bring a guitar, I put it on the bench. First thing I do is a full exam assessment of the guitar. And I was doing a little bit of that today, a little bit. So I took in some new orders. Some of those new orders will be interesting enough to be included in these live streams. So this is Guitar Quackery Live. It's the live streaming channel of Guitar Quackery. Guitar Quackery is this shop, little shop, at the big music studio called Music Makers. So the name of the studio is Bob Elliott's Music Makers NY, right? It's in New York City. If you're watching this for the first time, I'm just explaining this. Yeah, so I do these live streams so customers can watch me work on their guitars. I don't live stream every guitar that's on the bench, but I try to do at least the interesting projects. This one is an interesting project. I was doing some other projects today, but they were not guitars. I'm building some shelves here off camera. You can't see it, but that was a project, right? The guitar on the bench is a Martin X Signature Series, I think it's called. Yeah, Signature Edition. Ed Sheeran guitar, okay? This is a small guitar with a small sound hole, and here it's got a soundboard fracture right here. We can see this. Yeah, so let me show you a close-up of this. This is the fracture. When I received the guitar, there was a gap. Now there no longer is a gap, because the first thing I did was I rehumidified the guitar. So now the wood grains puffed up a little bit, and now we have good closure. Now we'll be able to do a crack repair. You see, when I put it together, you can't even see it. We have a little bit of a separation here as well, so we'll need to take care of this as well. These fractures, soundboard fractures, can happen when the guitar dries up in the winter. So I want to show you something. This sponge dried up, okay? So it dried up, and this is why it got bent out of shape. I wish this would focus. There you go. So I did not bend this sponge. This bent out of shape because it dried up. A soundboard is like a sponge. It does hold some, certain low, percentage of moisture, whatever, in it. And it's also glued onto the, body of the guitar. So when it shrinks, if it dries up, it has nowhere to go. So unlike the sponge, which can just curl up and shrink, a soundboard can crack along the wood grain. So something to keep in mind: if you own an acoustic guitar, you do need to humidify it. I am running a humidifier here. It's off camera, you can't see it, but I'm running it. And I am monitoring my humidity here. I have a hygrometer. It says 45% relative humidity right now. And this here is a humidifier. So in this case, I have a sponge, which is totally dry. I'm not keeping it wet now. And here we can keep the humidifier inside and then put the guitar in the case, and that's how you make sure the guitar doesn't dry up. Then the sponge dries up, the moisture is absorbed by the dry air, and that's the air that's inside of the bag, the case, and that way the moisturized air, the humidified air, will not dry up the guitar. Makes sense. Okay, let's talk about how we are going to do this repair. So the fracture is here. So behind the bridge, from here to here. And what we wish to do is glue it back together and then reinforce it on the inside. So we glue it back together. So once again, this is now really good closure because I was rehumidifying the guitar for a couple of weeks. So if everything goes well, we won't even see the crack. Okay? And then once we glue it back together, then we want to reinforce it on the inside. And for that, I wish to use those. There are a few methods. I wish to use one of those T.J. Thompson cleats. T.J. Thompson is a repair technician, master technician, and inventor. And he invented this particular cleating system. So these are cleats, strips, okay, that are cut at this angle. So you see how the growth rings are going at an angle. So when this is glued on the inside, so this wood grain on the soundboard is going like this, but the wood grain on the cleat is going at a, let's say, 30-degree angle, maybe 20, whatever, 20-degree probably angle. And this reinforces it. So when the wood is shrinking, this part is then reinforced, and hopefully it can never break at the same place. But if we don't take care of the guitar, if we still dry up the soundboard, it'll probably break somewhere else. This is curved like that. So normally we would use these kind of cauls. Let's zoom out a little bit so we can talk about this. So we can put these cleats on this contraption called clamping caul, right? Which is made specifically for a guitar, not for this one. We need to make one for this guitar. Hopefully we'll be able to use this system. I'm a little worried because I might not be able to reach inside all the way. So let's see. But there's a top caul and a bottom caul. So this is the bottom caul. That's the top caul. It's got magnets. So through the soundboard, you can place this one on top here. And because there are magnets, you can find where this top caul is on the inside and snap it together like that. But before you do that, you mount these strips here and put some glue, and then it just goes together like that. And that's not enough clamping force, and then you gotta use additional clamps. They're called sound hole clamps that are going to clamp this firmly together. Now, this is the top cleat, which is always the same. It's made to be flexed a little bit because soundboards are not always straight. And this one is also made to be flexed, but it's got these cutouts. Okay? These cutouts go around the internal braces. So this is not one size fits all. This needs to be made specifically for the guitar that is being repaired. while this one can be reused. Now, I need to make one similar clamping call for the inside for this guitar specifically. So this might not be possible because I need to be able to reach inside the guitar with my hand to do what I'm about to do. So these strings are loose. I am going to remove the strings now. So here we have my tools here. Yeah, I'm going to put a Velcro here to hold the strings. Sometimes I put a capo. I want to keep the old strings for as long as I can, just in case I need to use them for the stress test and for, you know, for other parts of the procedure. There you go. Now I need to remove my watch because otherwise I definitely will not be able to fit my hand inside, and I can see that I could charge the battery anyway, so there it is. So now hopefully I'll be able to place my hand deep inside. Let's see, maybe I need to use my right hand. Small guitars are more difficult to fix than yeah, so my finger is around here, so I will be able to map it out. I need to map out the braces. Why don't I keep the guitar oriented in this direction, just like that, and I'll put a paper here, and the first thing I'll do is I will you know, draw a rough outline of this bridge like that. And now I'll cut this. Let's see. I could have done a better job. So why don't I give it another try? I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I don't know. There. This should be good enough, I hope. Yeah, I think this is good enough. So this fits here now. I need some tape to hold the paper. The tape I like to use is the low-tack tape. It is also called drafting tape. You can use it on paper, and you can peel it off without ripping the paper, which is exactly what I'm about to do. Why don't I just improve this a little bit here? Just remove this sliver here and here. Yeah, it's going to be a better fit. The reason why I'm doing this is to map out the braces. If there are even any braces here, which I don't think there are actually, but it makes a good video in case anyone wants to watch me work. Okay, so like that, just a little bit more. Yeah, I have a feeling that there aren't any braces there. In fact, I don't remember feeling any braces when my hand was inside. I mean, there's the X brace, but that's probably the only brace inside this guitar. No problem. Okay. Now we have the tape here, and now we can do this. And here I can feel that the fracture is right here. Okay, it's going, I can feel it under my finger. So that's the fracture. That's the fracture that we need to repair. Okay. Now I take, these are repair magnets, and I think you can see what I'm about to do. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing this, because here we have the bridge plate, and I really needed to know this. So I am going to make a small dot right here. That's the edge of the bridge plate. It goes all the way to here. And here we bump into a brace like that, and the brace is going in this direction here, just like that. And now I am just mapping out the interior of this guitar. So here I bumped into the end block. It goes at an angle, and the corner is right here. So this will make a lot of sense once I connect the dots. All right. This is an acoustic electric guitar, so there are actually some wires inside getting in the way. And now I just lost the inside magnet. Okay, so fiddling. It fell down. Okay, there it is. There it is. Now, I guess normally I wouldn't bother mapping all of this, but we're making a video, so that's the X brace, and here we have that bridge plate. Sometimes they are not straight, so I want to just draw multiple little dots and dashes, and I'll check later. Now, I can go over the bridge plate. I can lift the magnet on the inside and trace the X brace all the way to here. And in fact, I should do the same on this side. Here. And now if I hop over to the other side of the brace, I can even map out a thickness of the brace. Just like that. Just checking to see if there are any braces here. I feel nothing. There are no braces here. Here I can map out the thickness of this X brace. Again, I don't even need this information for this particular repair, but it's for this video. Okay. Now we connect the dots. Perhaps let me clean up a little bit. Just like that. Let's see. Yeah. Just with the ruler. This is the end block right here, connecting these dots. Looks like it's cut at a 45-degree angle on both sides. And now we have the bridge plate, which looks to be straight. Okay. And we have the X braces. They are both well outside of the zone, the repair zone. That's that. And now I can just draw a line around here, connecting these dots. So what have we learned? Well, now we need to have a look. I'm focusing the camera. This is it. We have the fracture here, all the way to the edge of the guitar. So from here to here, that's a fracture. We can only put the cleat, the strip from here, from behind the bridge plate to here, to about here, right? This is where the cleat can go. Now, this soundboard is actually straight. I tried like this, and we don't even need a bendable call. But anyway, if I just look at this, we already have magnets here, here, and here. Yeah. So we need to make a call, an inside call, a short one. That's just going to be from here to here, right? That's it. And we can put 3 magnets on the inside call. I can even drill another hole here and put another magnet here. This is something that initially only had 2 magnets, I believe, and then I kept adding magnets as I was making different inside calls. I was using a different cleating system before. This is something that I've been using in the past, I guess, year, maybe year and a half. But now I use this exclusively whenever I can. All right. We mapped out the soundboard, and we know exactly what the length of the internal call needs to be and where we need to put the magnets. So now, obviously, what I need to do is I just remove this. You see this delicate surface tape. What do you call it? Non-stick tape. Is great, right? It doesn't rip the paper. So I have this mapped out now. And now I'm going to take this home, technically speaking. So I own a house. I have a fabrication shop in the basement. So Guitar Quackery actually has 2 locations. One is in Brooklyn, and this one is in Manhattan. So in Brooklyn, I have a fabrication shop. I have a milling machine. I have a table saw. I have, because I am also a guitar builder, and I haven't been building lately because I've been so busy with repairs. But that's where the fabrication equipment is. I do have some videos posted on my main channel that show a little bit of the fabrication shop. Okay, my watch. I can put it back now. Now here's the question. What is going to be the next step? Let me think. Well, I could, now that the guitar is rehumidified and we really have really good closure on this crack, I could deal with this first and clamp it and then clean it. But I need to think about it, if there's an advantage of doing it that way. So I could do it that way. We do need to clean up this glue joint here. So I will need to go inside with a tool. So it's going to be like a feeler gauge with a little bit of a fine sandpaper attached to it, self-adhesive sandpaper. Go inside and then push it down and pull it, because we need to clean up the glue joint before we put new glue, fresh glue there, right? Once that's cleaned, we can put fresh glue here. I don't think there's any separation here. We don't need to worry about that. And we also need to put glue all along this fracture to glue it together this way. Okay? And then it will be reinforced on the inside. So, as I think through this, I think I'm going to do this in one go. So there will be this on the outside. I am going to make a clamping call for the inside, and I will clamp it with, well, let me show you the clamps. So I don't know which sizes yet. I need to measure up, but these come in different sizes. This is a sound hole clamp. It goes through the sound hole. This is another one, shorter one. So the long one would be used to clamp in this area, probably at an angle like this. There's also a size in between, and the shorter one would be used to clamp here in this area. Right, so two clamps, two sound hole clamps, and then I believe I would use one clamp on the outside, probably this clamp. You see, I'm thinking through this. I'm not sure yet. Might change my mind, because this is a live stream. It's not an edited video. And I didn't rehearse anything before streaming. I put the guitar on the bench, and now I'm thinking through, and I'm narrating everything. So on the outside, I think this will be enough. And this will, in fact, be holding down this call. So we have this on the outside. Even one clamp, two clamps, two sound hole clamps, because they do need to hold the inside call in two places, right? So two sound hole clamps on the inside, one clamp on the outside. And here comes another important detail. Now is winter time. Although I am running a humidifier, and although as we speak I see here, well, it was 45% before, now it's 44% relative humidity. I can't just leave this overnight like this. So if the humidity drops, it could create problems. So once I clamp everything properly together, I would bag it. And I would put at least one wet sponge inside of the bag, and then just wrap the bag around the neck, put a Velcro around it, and leave it like that for, I don't know, 12 hours, 24 hours. So I could do that. What is today? Saturday. Okay. Well, today would be a good date, a good night to do it, because then I could come on Monday, but I don't have the inside call ready, right? Because I just mapped this out. So that's, I think, it for tonight on this guitar, but I think I'm going to be working on another guitar later if I have the energy. That's it. Once again, you were just watching, you are still watching Guitar Quackery Live, the live stream. If you like it. Oh, I do have here a comment, a clap. Thank you. Let me thank you. Boom. Yeah, so if you do like it, do a thumbs up. If this is something that you'd be interested in watching in the future, live streams, non-edited, just this is as raw as it gets, then please consider subscribing to this channel. This is Guitar Quackery Live. If this is not your thing and you prefer watching edited videos, I will still be editing videos for the main channel, which is called Guitar Quackery. It doesn't have the word live in the title, right? Guitar Quackery. 2 separate channels. Same shop, okay? That's it, my friends. Thank you for watching and for keeping me company. And love your streams. Just don't want to talk while you're working, LOL. No, you can talk, you can post, and now I'm reading this. And yeah, thank you. That's it. I am going to wrap this up, and I think I'll be back tonight, or maybe not. I have to think about it. Thank you. Bye-bye.